that microphone off the ledge if it's easier for you, or just lean into it.
May I proceed, Judge?
Yes.
Could you state your name for the record?
Sergeant Melanie Orro,
What do you do for a living, Sergeant?
a sergeant with the police department,
Which police department?
Detroit Police Department.
How long have you been with the Detroit Police Department?
Approximately 11 years.
And are you currently assigned to a specific precinct or unit within the Detroit Police Department?
Yes, I work at major crimes.
Okay, and what sort of crimes do you investigate at major crimes?
Generally, homicides.
And how long have you had that role, or have you been in major crimes?
I believe since 2016.
And do you do any specific role within major crimes that requires a little bit of training and education to do?
Yes.
And what is that?
I do forensic analysis of cellular call detail records and tower mapping.
Okay. And what sort of training, very generally right now, what is that?
What types of training?
No, sorry, new question. Generally, what is called forensic analysis of CDR and tower mapping?
I don't understand your question.
Okay.
What is it?
Have you had any training to do that?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I've had T-Mobile training. T-Mobile is the prevalent company here in the Metro Detroit area. I've had Excel training. Excel is the format that most of our call detail records come back to us in. I've had cell phone use and drug trafficking training, PenLink training. PenLink is the program that the Detroit Police Department utilizes. It basically puts the records in a readable format. I've had CATS training, which is an acronym for Call Analysis Training School. I've had PenLink training, PLX training, which is an upgraded form of PenLink. Approximately around 450 hours of specialized training in cellular analysis.
Okay, and that 450 hours in that training, does that allow you to utilize that to generate what you said earlier, tower maps based on your analysis of call detail records?
Yes.
Okay, and what are call detail records?
Historical records.
And does that allow you to place certain things based on cell towers on maps to give an approximate location of a particular phone number that's
Yes.
associated with the phone?
Yes.
And have you testified as an expert before in this field?
Yes.
And how many times have you done that?
Over 35 times.
And has that been in Wayne County?
Yes.
And have you testified in 36 districts before?
36 and 3rd, both, yes.
Judge, at this time, I would move to qualify Sergeant O'Rourke as an expert in the field of forensic analysis of call detail records and tower mapping.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
Now, can you describe for the record, when you get call detail records, the process that you would go through to generate maps?
Yes. The OIC, or the officer in charge, would supply a search warrant for a particular target number. We would submit that to the respective cellular company, whether it's T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon. They will submit back to us in the form of raw records, usually in Excel format, the call detail records, and other various forms, subscribers, things like that.
And in terms of the call detail records, what is contained in that spreadsheet? What sort of information is contained within that spreadsheet?
It'll be dates, times, locations, the target number in question, any contact ID, who they're having any type of activity with, whether it's a text message, a voice call, the duration. There's multiple things associated with the call.
And you
detail
talked
records.
about location. How are
Yes.
those locations generated and inputted into that spreadsheet?
So these records will supply an actual either latitude and longitude, or a location area code, or other location information for the cell tower that the, we're just going to say cell phone in this case, cell phone interacts with.
Okay. And can you describe well, first, silly question, I know, but what is a cell tower? What do you mean by that?
It's the cell towers that you see all over the place. They can be, one of those huge mammoth things that you see. They've got a bunch of cells on there and antennas that you see, or it could be, really small and, but they're all over the place in the city.
And the records provide a indication of which tower it was, that phone number was interacting with at a specific time?
Yes.
And does that allow you to take that information and put it into a map or go through a process to generate that location on a map?
Yes, we actually receive the information and put it into a system called PenLink, and that information will, like I said before, will basically put it in a readable format. So the information that you receive today, that's what you're going to look at.
Now let's talk about this case. Did you do that, follow your process based on your training for a target number of 313-585-8719?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, and that was a T-Mobile record, correct?
It was.
Okay. And did you generate maps based on your training and experience using PenLink to map that phone number and that phone at specific times related to this case?
I did.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
I'm approaching with People's Proposed Exhibits 33 through 39. If you could take a look at those, Sergeant, do you recognize what I just handed you?
Yes.
And are those maps that you generated for that target number ending in 8719?
Yes.
At this time, I would move to admit People's Proposed 33 through 39, Judge.
Any
Objection,
objection? No?
No objection.
There'll be admitted People's Exhibits 33 through 39.
Thank you, Judge. And permission to publish.
Yes.
And on the screen and in your hand is Exhibit 33. First, I want to talk about what's at the top, very top of this, and what information goes there.
The first row is going to have what's going to be on our calls report, a condensed version. There's going to be a lot more in the actual calls report, but this is the information that exhibits what's in the map down below.
Okay.
So for row 1, which we only have one row in this instance, we're going to have the target device, which is the phone number, and the date, time that was requested. So